You know that feeling when you're watching a sunset and the sky looks like it is on fire? And for a second, you forget everything, your problems, your worries, your past? That is the only time I feel brave enough to be honest. Because the sunset doesn't judge you. It just listens. And then it disappears, taking your secrets with it. My name is Mia, and I was 22 years old when I met him. His name was Leo. And before you roll your eyes thinking this is just another love story, let me tell you, I didn't even like him at first. I thought he was too loud, too confident, too everything. I was the quiet one. The girl who liked to read books in the corner of the coffee shop while everyone else was laughing and talking. One day, I was sitting in my usual spot. I had my big, chunky book about Greek mythology, and I was drinking my usual, a caramel latte with extra cream. It was my comfort drink. The door of the coffee shop opened, and in walked this guy with a guitar case on his back. He was humming a tune I didn't recognize. He ordered his coffee and then looked around for a place to sit. The only empty seat was the one right across from me at my big table. I tried to make myself look busy. I stared at my book like it was the most interesting thing in the world, but I could feel him standing there. "Excuse me," he said. His voice was soft, not loud at all. "Is this seat taken?" I looked up. His eyes were the color of honey. You know, that warm, golden color? I shook my head. "No, it's free." He sat down and put his guitar case carefully on the floor. He saw my book and smiled. "Greek myths, huh? Are you reading about Zeus causing trouble again?" I almost laughed. Something like that. And that was it. That was the first conversation. It was simple. But something about the way he talked about the myths, he knew a lot about them. He told me his favorite story was about Orpheus, the guy who went to the underworld to get his wife back. He said it was romantic, but also really stupid. "Why stupid?" I asked him. "Because," he said, stirring his coffee, "if you love someone, you shouldn't have to go to hell to get them back. You should keep them here, on Earth, where it's safe." That was Leo. He always had an opinion about everything, but he wasn't mean about it. He just saw the world in a different way. We talked for 3 hours that day. The coffee got cold. The sun went down. And I didn't even notice. After that day, we started meeting at the coffee shop all the time. It became our thing. He would bring his guitar sometimes and play little songs he wrote. They weren't perfect songs. Sometimes the words didn't rhyme, but they were real. He wrote a song about a girl who reads books too fast because she is afraid the story will end. That song was about me. I knew it. He never said it, but I knew it. Falling in love with Leo was like learning a new language. At first, it was hard and confusing. I didn't know what he meant when he looked at me a certain way. I didn't understand why my heart beat so fast when he held my hand. But slowly I learned. I learned that love is not just about the big moments. It is about the small things. Like how he always saved the last bite of his cookie for me. Or how he walked me home even though his apartment was in the opposite direction. We were together for 5 years. 5 years of sunsets, laughter, and dreams. We talked about our future. We planned to travel to Greece one day to see the places from my mythology books. We planned to get a small apartment with a balcony big enough for 2 chairs. We planned everything. But life, as you probably know, does not care about your plans. The problem started small. So small that I didn't even notice it at first. Leo got a job playing music at a restaurant downtown. It was a good job and he was happy. But he was playing other people's songs. Songs they requested. Songs from the radio. He stopped writing his own music. I asked him about it one night. We were sitting on the roof of his building, watching the city lights. "Why don't you play your own songs anymore?" I asked. He was quiet for a long time. Then he said, "My songs aren't good enough, Mia. They are just simple. Nobody wants to hear simple." I told him I wanted to hear them. I told him his simple songs were the best ones. But he just shook his head. You have to say that. You're my girlfriend. That was the first crack. The first tiny break in the glass. After that, things changed. Slowly. He started working more. He would come home late, smelling like the restaurant's food and other people's perfume. Not because he was doing anything wrong, but because he was tired. He was always tired. I tried to be supportive. I made him food. I left him notes. But the more I tried, the farther away he seemed. It was like he was building a wall, brick by brick, and I was on the outside. One night, I decided to surprise him. I went to the restaurant where he was playing. I sat in the back, where he couldn't see me. I watched him play. He was good. The crowd loved him. Between sets, a woman walked up to him. She was beautiful. The kind of beautiful that makes you feel small. She talked to him for a long time. She touched his arm. She laughed at something he said. And Leo? He laughed too. He laughed the way he used to laugh with me. My stomach dropped. I felt sick. I left before he saw me. I walked home in the dark, and I cried. Not because I thought he was cheating, I didn't believe that. I cried because I saw a version of Leo that I hadn't seen in months. A happy version. And I wasn't the one making him happy. When he came home that night, I was sitting on the couch, waiting. "How was your night?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "Good," he said, not looking at me. "Busy." I wanted to scream. I wanted to say, "I saw you. I saw you laughing. Why can't you laugh with me?" But I didn't. I kept it inside. I kept it locked up like a secret. That was the beginning of the end. The silence grew. The space between us in bed grew wider. We were two people sharing a life, but we were alone. And then one day he left. It was a Tuesday. It was raining. He packed a small bag, just clothes and his guitar. He stood by the door and he looked at me. His honey-colored eyes were sad. So sad. "I can't do this anymore, Mia," he said. My heart stopped. "Do what?"
Us.
He shook his head.
No. Me.
"I can't be the person you need me to be. You deserve someone who is present. Someone who is here. I'm not here, Mia. Even when I'm in the room, I'm not here." I wanted to argue. I wanted to tell him he was wrong. But the words wouldn't come out. They were stuck in my throat, buried under years of unspoken feelings. "Where will you go?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. "I don't know," he said. "Maybe I'll find my songs again." And then he opened the door and he walked out. He walked out into the rain, and he took my whole world with him. For weeks after he left, I didn't leave the house. I stayed in bed. I wore his old shirts because they still smelled like him. I listened to his songs on repeat until my phone died. I was a ghost in my own life. My friends tried to help. They brought food. They brought movies. But I didn't want food or movies. I wanted Leo. I wanted to go back to the coffee shop. I wanted to hear his stupid opinions about Greek myths. But you can't go back. Life doesn't have a rewind button. It only moves forward. Months passed. The pain didn't go away, but it changed. It became quieter. It became a background noise instead of a screaming alarm. I started going outside again. I started working. I even went back to the coffee shop. It felt strange at first sitting at that table alone. But I did it. I faced it. One evening, about a year after he left, I was walking on the beach. It was my new habit. Walking helps me think. The sun was starting to go down, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. It was beautiful and sad, like all beautiful things. I sat down on the sand, right where the waves could almost touch my feet. And I started thinking about Leo. I thought about the good times, the bad times, the things I should have said, the things I wished I hadn't done. And then, for the first time in a year, I talked to him. Not really, of course. He wasn't there. But I talked to the sky. I talked to the ocean. I made a confession. I said, "Leo, I'm still angry at you. I'm angry that you left without a real fight. I'm angry that you gave up on us. But mostly, I'm angry at myself. I'm angry that I let you go so easily. I should have run after you. I should have told you that your simple songs were enough. They were always enough. You were enough. I wiped my eyes. The tears were hot against my cold skin. I understand now, I continued. I understand that you weren't running from me. You were running from yourself. And I hope you found what you were looking for. I hope you found your music again. I hope you're happy. I took a deep breath. The confession felt good. It felt like letting go of a heavy stone I had been carrying in my chest. I also need to tell you something, I said, laughing a little. I tried to learn the guitar after you left.
It was a disaster.
My neighbors complained. The cat ran away. Okay, the cat didn't run away, but he looked at me like I was crazy. You would have laughed. You would have laughed so hard. I sat there for a long time, talking to the sunset. I told it about my job, about my new hobby of painting. I'm terrible at it, about how I finally finished that big book on Greek myths. I told the sunset everything. And when the last bit of light disappeared below the horizon, I felt different. I felt lighter. I realized that healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means accepting. It means loving the memory without letting it hurt you anymore. I stood up, brushed the sand off my pants, and started walking home. It was dark now, but the path was lit by streetlights. I felt a strange sense of peace. And then I heard something, a sound that stopped me in my tracks.
A guitar.
Someone was playing a guitar nearby. It was a simple melody. Simple, but beautiful. It sounded familiar. It sounded like a song Leo used to play for me a long time ago. My heart started racing. I told myself it wasn't him. It couldn't be him. There are millions of people who play guitar. But my feet, they didn't listen to my brain. They followed the music. The sound was coming from a small bench near the pier. A bench where we used to sit together. And there, under the soft glow of a streetlight, sat a figure. A man with a guitar. I walked closer, closer, until I could see him clearly. It was Leo. He looked older,
Thinner.
His hair was longer. But it was him. It was really him. He was so focused on his playing that he didn't see me. He was playing that song, the one about the girl who reads books too fast. He was playing it with his eyes closed, a small smile on his face. I stood there, frozen. What do you say to someone who broke your heart? What do you do when the ghost from your past suddenly becomes real? The song ended. He opened his eyes. And then he saw me. For a second, neither of us moved. We just stared at each other. The world felt completely silent, even though the waves were still crashing in the background. Then he spoke.
Mia?
His voice cracked on my name. It was the same voice, but different.
Softer.
Wiser. Hi, Leo, I said. My voice was shaking. He stood up slowly, putting his guitar down on the bench. He took a step toward me, then stopped, like he was afraid to get too close. What are you doing here? I asked. It wasn't an angry question. I was genuinely curious. I come here sometimes, he said. To this bench. To remember. He paused. I've been coming here for months. Hoping. I don't know what I was hoping for. I laughed softly. Hoping to find a girl reading a book? He smiled. It was that old smile, the one I fell in love with. Maybe. We stood there in awkward silence. There was so much to say, but no words felt big enough. How have you been? He asked finally. I thought about lying. I thought about saying I'm great, to protect my pride. But I was tired of pretending. I've been sad, I said honestly. I've been lost, but I'm getting better. I'm learning to be alone. He nodded, his eyes full of understanding.
I'm sorry, Mia.
I'm so sorry for the way I left. I was a coward. I was so lost inside my own head that I forgot to see the person right in front of me. You were hurting,
I said.
I know that now. But that's not an excuse, he said quickly. I should have talked to you. I should have let you in. Instead, I ran away like a child. I looked at him, really looked at him. He had tears in his eyes. I wrote new songs, he said quietly.
Hundreds of them.
And every single one is about you. About us. About the stupid mistakes I made. I tried to move on, Mia. I really tried. But I can't. My songs are only good when they're about you. I felt my heart crack open again. But this time, it wasn't from pain. It was from hope. Why are you telling me this now? I whispered. He took a deep breath. Because I was sitting here playing that song, and I was making a confession to the sunset. I was telling it that I still love you, that I never stopped loving you. And then, like magic, you appeared.
I don't believe in signs, Mia.
But this feels like one. I didn't know what to say. My mind was spinning. A million thoughts raced through my head. What if he leaves again? What if it's the same? What if I get hurt? But then I remembered my own confession. I remembered telling the sunset that I wished I had fought for him. I wished I had run after him. Leo, I said slowly, I can't promise you that things will be perfect. I'm still healing. I'm still scared.
I know, he said.
Me too. But I continued. I also can't promise you that I'll let you walk away again without a fight. His eyes widened. What are you saying? I smiled. It was the first real smile I had felt in a long time. I'm saying that maybe we deserve a second chance. A real one, with talking and honesty and no walls. He walked toward me slowly, carefully, like I was something precious that might break. When he was close enough, he reached out and took my hand. His hand was warm. It felt like home. I don't have all the answers, he said. I don't know how to fix the past.
But I know that I want to try.
I want to spend every sunset with you, even if we're just sitting in silence. I laughed. You'll have to teach me guitar again. I'm still terrible. He laughed too, and the sound filled the night air. It was the most beautiful sound I had ever heard.
Deal, he said.
We sat down on the bench together. He picked up his guitar and started playing a new song. A song he had just written right there in that moment. It was about sunsets and second chances, and two people finding their way back to each other. And as I sat there, listening to him play, watching the last stars appear in the sky, I realized something important. Love is not about finding someone perfect. It's about finding someone who is willing to be imperfect with you. Someone who will leave and come back. Someone who will write you 1,000 songs until they get it right. The road ahead wouldn't be easy. We both knew that. There would be hard conversations and old wounds to heal. But for the first time in a long time, I wasn't afraid of the future. Because sometimes, the best love stories aren't the ones that go smoothly from start to finish. Sometimes, they are the ones that fall apart and somehow, against all odds, find a way to come back together. And as the night grew darker and the waves kept crashing, I leaned my head on Leo's shoulder. He smelled different now, like salt and fresh air. But underneath it all, there was still that familiar scent. The scent of home. Thank you for coming back, I whispered. He kissed the top of my head. Thank you for waiting. I closed my eyes and let the music wash over me. It was simple. It was imperfect. It was ours. And that, my friends, is the story of my sunset confession. The confession I made to the ocean, not knowing that the ocean was listening. Not knowing that it would bring him back to me. Life is strange, isn't it? You think you're saying goodbye, but maybe you're just saying, see you later. You think you're letting go, but maybe you're just making room for something new. If you're going through something hard right now, a breakup, a loss, a heartbreak, I want you to know something. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to talk to the sunset. It's okay to confess your feelings to the ocean. Sometimes the universe listens, and maybe, just maybe, it will bring you what you need. Not what you want, but what you need. For me, it brought back Leo. For you, it might bring peace, or closure, or a new beginning. Whatever it is, don't stop hoping. Don't stop believing in the magic of simple things. A sunset, a song, a bench by the pier. Because love, real love, never really ends. It just changes shape. It becomes a memory. It becomes a lesson. And if you're lucky, it becomes a second chance. So, go ahead. Make your confession. The sunset is waiting. And who knows? Maybe someone out there is listening.